All right. We're back, baby.
What's up, everybody? We've missed you.
Oh my God, has it been a while? It's been a hot minute. We are up in dude, we're in the barn. It's absolutely insane.
I already knew what you were going to say.
I have an extra heater I hooked up. I got kerosene heaters in the bottom of the garage.
One currently to my left hand.
You
over
can
here.
still see. You can still see our breath. I made the mistake because I'm thinking it's summertime here at the American F.A.N podcast.
Yep.
I have flip-flops on my feet.
In 18-degree weather.
So
folks.
I decided, this is going to be great for the audience to look. I decided to use RFK's shirt, the one that Nick got me, on my feet. Because I haven't worn it yet, but now it's getting some wear. So, yeah, that's what's going on here at the American F.A.N podcast. We got to expand our budget. So if anybody wants to sponsor...
Sponsor slippers or blankets.
Putting it out there in the ether. Feel free to contact us so we can absolutely have some money coming in. But we haven't seen you guys in a while. It's it's mostly due to me. I was in the Philippines for 7 days.
Yeah, so obviously it's Sunday when we're recording this, but the last week you were in, I'm sorry, it was last
Sunday,
weekend?
yeah,
last Sunday you came back, or last Sunday you left and then you came back?
Last Sunday I came back late at night.
So 2 weeks ago, when I had to upload those episodes regarding the conspiracy theory, the Predator reviews,
that's true.
You had left for the Philippines for a week.
Correct.
Therefore, we couldn't record because, this is your humble abode, so we couldn't do that either. So then when you finally came back, you also caught a cold?
I did. You could still hear it in my voice a little bit. I sound like I'm going through puberty. Well, I mean, maybe I will. Who knows? A second time, I can't do anything.
Wait, Fletch, were you on puberty blockers?
I was. Actually, my name was Brianna in elementary school. I turned dude in 6th grade. I felt like a dude. I just felt like a dude. I had to express myself the right way. Look at that. There's the fan, the exhaust fan. It's actually the wind is so strong outside. That it's a contained fan. The blades are still moving. There's no electricity, ladies and gentlemen, going to that, but the blades are moving because the wind outside is so strong. Whoa. Anyways, let's stay on track. Episode what? 14? 15?
No, it'll
16?
No, 16 was the last episode. We are now episode 17.
Episode 17? We're 17 episodes in?
Let me just check this. Now I'm going to have to double check just to make sure I don't make a fool out of myself again.
To this debacle inside a barn? Trying to bring you guys
I'm sorry, we are on episode 16. So the last episode. See, this is why I had to double check live because I look so stupid.
16, all right. Episode 16. That's a lot of episodes. Trying to bring you current event information.
This was more of a fun conversation. Like, tell us about, like how long you were gone, where you went to. Well, you just said the Philippines. And then you had mentioned you thought of me because of a show you watched on the way there. Let's not skip right there. Just tell us, like, if there's anything to know, or if you're like, hey, how often do you take trips like this?
It was amazing. It was my favorite vacation of all time.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
that's a big statement, actually.
Not only who I spent it with, I spent it with a girl named Mia. Mia's a delightful person that lives in Manila in the Philippines. Great person. She's got a little daughter named Chantel. I never had an awkward moment, never had like a dull moment. The entire trip was so much fun. We did a little beach action. We stayed in a hotel. I highly recommend, if anybody's interested in the Philippines, it's on Oceanfront Drive. It's a hotel called H2O. What makes it so cool is every single room in that hotel, and I think there's like 150 rooms, to make the long and the short of it, you have a whole entire wall in each hotel room that's an aquarium. It's so cool with the saltwater fish. You know what I mean? You just wake up and there's saltwater fish like right next to you.
That's
going back
crazy.
And forth.
That's actually awesome.
It's a really cool concept. So it's in the middle of like a Sea World, so to speak. They call it Ocean Park, but I mean it's like a Sea World. I mean, you guys all know back in the past days when we had Sea Worlds all the time, you get to go see Shamu and the dolphins.
Or if you lived in Florida, you had Miami Sea Aquarium, kind of similar to that.
There you go. Yeah, big aquarium. But no, just a great time. Saw a lot of museums when we were there. Just everything. And then I didn't know this, going into the trip, but after the trip and during the trip especially, Mia, just to give you a little background on her, she's 33. She's hilarious, gorgeous girl.
Yep.
She has a zombie, like her big thing right now is like anything zombie related. So anytime we were walking around Manila, like we're in an elevator, I'd start like, oh my God, I got bit, like that. And we were walking down the street, we would like start acting like zombies and stuff. But that's what made me think of you and leading into our first discussion about like TV shows, movies and stuff. But on the way there, because it's such a long trip to go to the Philippines.
15 hours,
and
right?
people are like, why do you do it? I really don't mind it. I love the culture there. I love the people there. The environment, your money spends so well there. Your American dollar still spends very well there. It's one of the few places. It's a poor country, but the people there are very warm. They're very family oriented. And again, to condense the story, had a good time. And on the way there, because it's a 15-hour trip from San Francisco, about 13, 14, 15 hours, depending on the day, from San Francisco. It's one of the few places in the Philippines where you can do it in 2 plane rides. Usually you need 3. So you go from Cleveland, San Francisco to Manila. Boom, you're done.
Oh, but so it's not 15 hours straight. It's
15 hours straight from San Francisco to Manila. Yeah, you're on the other side of the planet.
Wow.
You're literally like Cleveland is here. On the other side of the globe is the Philippines. It's literally you're going halfway around the planet. So you have the 6-hour plane ride. So altogether, you got about 21 hours in an airplane to get there. Because you got 6 hours.
That's nearly an entire day.
It is. It's a day there, a day back. So you got to entertain yourself with, watching something on the plane trip, unless you like to read. I love to read, but I can't read very effectively on a plane, so I like to watch something. Thank God they have the individual little sets, TV sets, screens in the back of each chair. So on United, I can't imagine if you were to try to get a good deal and you go on Spirit and you have no entertainment for a 15-hour flight. I couldn't imagine doing that, but
especially with how antisocial people are nowadays, you can't even strike a conversation
with
people.
I struck up a conversation on the way there, but on the way back it was dreadful. I sat next to the sickest and the worst people. That's probably where I got sick. Everybody had a cold. They sat me in the middle of everybody that was coughing and sneezing, so that's where I caught the cold. But anyways, long and the short of it, I watched a Netflix series called The Last of Us.
That's not Netflix, that's HBO.
Is it HBO?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah.
You watched The Last of Us. That's definitely a little bit
how much I know.
Well, that's definitely a little bit my area of expertise. Trust me, when you first told me it, I was like, oh boy, not that.
It was wild because on the way there I had a lot to talk about because obviously Mia loved anything in the genre of zombies. So the first thing we watched when we were there, when we were hanging out, just talking, was World War Z with Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
great movie.
Good movie.
I forgot how much I liked that movie. It was pretty cool. But I watched The Last of Us, and the season 1 I actually enjoyed it, but season 2 was just a complete, I've never seen a series, the dichotomy, the change from season 1 being enjoyable, pretty good, not like what I would rate an A or an A plus like series, but I liked it. It was a B, like for sure. And then I would just flunk season 2. Season 2 was abysmal. I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Yeah, if you played the first game and you played the second game, you would, like, when they made the show. Well,
let me set this up, because this is why I wanted you to tell the audience, because I mean I didn't know this. It's based on a video game. Super interesting concept that interests somebody like me, because I'm so into vitamins, so into herbal constituents.
And just health in general.
Yeah, and it's based on this fungi. It's cordyceps mushroom, which is an awesome mushroom to take present day. Like, I mean, it helps out your cardiovascular system. It's a great oxygenator of your blood. So, I mean, it's great if you have erectile dysfunction, all sorts of stuff. Like, I mean, cordyceps plays a big role in a lot of things. Mushrooms do in general. But it was like a variant of cordyceps mushroom starts to infect people's brains and like turns them into zombies. I was like, I'm on the plane. I got the headphones in, so I'm tapped in. I kind of ignored everybody else. I just wanted to watch all 8-9 episodes. And I'm like, the very first episode, they're setting up like what's infecting people. And I inadvertently yelled out on a plane, a crowded plane. Plane was packed. And I was like, no way. It's a mushroom that's doing this to people. That's what's going to cause everybody to turn into a zombie. Everybody turned around and looked at me. But what I wanted you to detail, because I didn't know the background of the actual series. The Last of Us was based on a video game.
Yep.
And that's your wheelhouse. And you were like you're very much not in favor of the series in general, because they did not really detail the story properly of the video game. Am I understanding that right? Yeah.
You're partially correct on that. So here's how it goes. It's not just a matter of, okay, so full disclosure, I didn't watch the show. I haven't even watched the clip, but
definitely you're familiar with the game.
I'm extremely familiar with the story and everything, and I learned of who were they casting, what was the story based on. I did read the plot synopsis of season 1 at least, and when they said, this is happening, and the woman who they casted as Ellie is not accurate at all. She does not have the look. In fact, I thought they would. Well, actually, you can't, because I almost said Ellen Page, but that for reasons I'm not going to get into, we all know that just would not have happened. But the girl they casted as Ellie just was not accurate. As someone, okay, I'm going to do the Myron Gaines thing. Let me rewind a little bit. It started when a company called Naughty Dog, who, if you've ever heard this game before, you know Mario. Everyone knows Mario, right? Mm-hmm. Naughty Dog made the platforming series Crash Bandicoot, if you know who that is. He's like that orange, fox-looking creature that collects fruit, smashes boxes.
Okay.
From the very original PlayStation. That was their Mario, their Donkey Kong or something like that. And that same company made a series. Again, I had to start here because this is where it will lead into The Last of Us. I'm going to shorten it up. Naughty Dog made a franchise called the Uncharted games. And by the way, they say, oh, you don't like when women make cool stuff or whatever. Well, guess what? Uncharted is one of my favorite PlayStation series of all time. And it was made by a woman. Literally, a male lead protagonist of, male badassery and all that good stuff. And good female characters, too. Made by a woman.
No kidding.
So, so when people say, oh, you don't like female-led or female-created stuff, guess what? There's an example. Just to put that out there. So then when Uncharted 4 was coming out, a new guy named Neil Druckmann came in, essentially took over the direction of where Uncharted was going to go. The main character, the whole appeal of Uncharted, you may not play the games, but you know the movies. Do you know Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, sure.
Well, those movies were based off of games as well.
Gotcha.
And there's that whole thing. That's a whole nother subject. And Um, what was I doing? Oh yeah, so oh yeah, that's what it was. So Uncharted was essentially, it came way after Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider's been around since like since the 90s. Uncharted didn't come around until 2006, 7, something like that, when the PS3 launched. I think it was like a year after. And the whole appeal of Uncharted, and they didn't market it this way, but everyone knew this is what it was. He was known, his name's Nathan Drake. He was known as the male Tomb Raider, the male Lara Croft. So so they didn't race off, they just made a franchise similar to Tomb Raider, where you are treasure hunting, you're exploring islands of mystery and treasury and all that. They did that with Uncharted, where a man decides to go look for his ancestors' findings and stuff like that. And so there was an appeal there that Nathan Drake was the co-main character, and then by 4, his, hard to say what you call him because they've had a rocky relationship, but eventually he would have a kid, and the direction they were supposed to go was he was supposed to have a son because Nathan Drake was getting older to carry on the legacy. Well, Neil Druckmann took over because he was inspired by some misandrous activist who never played a video game in her life and made the claim that video games were sexist because, you had male muscular leads and women looked like hot models. As if since the 70s, people's sexuality wasn't the marketing ploy for a movie or TV show or something.
1000%.
Look at David Hasselhoff and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then look at Carmen Electra and stuff. Sue me for saying that. Sometimes sex sells. Now, I don't approve of it from a Christian standpoint, but that's a whole other thing. Anita Sarkeesian, the misandrist, and that's the biggest compliment I could ever give her. I have a lot of choice words for her. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because Neil Druckmann was inspired by her and changed the direction of Uncharted. And he changed it to where Nathan Drake had a daughter instead of a son. Basically, the idea is she carries on his legacy, essentially completely ripping off of Tomb Raider and not standing out from it. Lara Croft is a badass female who looks for treasures and beats up bad guys.
Right.
And Uncharted is the same concept, except he is a male that beats up bad guys and finds treasure. By making his daughter take on that mantle, that's so unoriginal, and it just screams feminist propaganda. And then that's where I lead to Uncharted, where Uncharted was, if you go to any gamer that likes survival horror and loves phenomenal storytelling, Last of Us 1 is considered one of the best games ever made. It was Game of the Year of 2013. They have a Game Awards where it's almost similar to the whatever they call the movie awards. I don't care because they're so wokenized. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
They have the awards for the movie of the year. They then have the Game of the Year awards. Last of Us was Game of the Year. It got 10 out of 10s across the board. It pushed the limitations of the console that it launched on. So everyone loved it. They then came out with a DLC, which is an expansion of the game itself that people can pay for and then play more of the game beyond that point.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that sparked controversy was Ellie, even when she was, I think, a preteen or a teenager, they showed that she was bisexual. And it was okay, was that necessary? But, most people just kind of shrugged it off. We just decided, what, it is what it is, maybe not too much. So then the voice actor of Joel, Troy Baker, fun fact, he also voiced the Joker in one of the Batman games. He and I think Neil Druckmann specifically, or Troy Baker, which Neil Druckmann, the director of Naughty Dog and the lead of Last of Us, he then came out with a statement. Again, this is about a game that it widely known to be critically acclaimed. They would look at this game like the Joker of 2019. The movie was just that highly rated.
Gotcha.
The game was that highly rated. And then the director or the voice actor, again, I don't know who said it, but one of those two said, half the people who like Last of Us 1 are not going to like Last of Us 2. And everyone's like, huh? what? And they were finding out more. What was the reveal? Like, they announced at a Game Award, I think it was like Game of the Year or something, or just a random delete. It was E3 when E3 was still around. It's like a conference they hold to announce all types of video games on all platforms and stuff. And what was the reveal of Last of Us 2? It was Ellie and this chick kissing. It was her girlfriend. I assume her partner is in the show. Who's, oh my god,
2.
Yeah, in season 2 where she's pregnant with the, oh my god, that's a whole nother thing.
She's pregnant with another dude's.
Baby. So they kept that. They kept the source material in there.
I think his name's Tony.
Yeah, Tony. It was. By the way, the one good character from the freaking game. And another thing too, leading up to release date was. People were saying, we promise this is going to be Joel and Ellie's adventure and stuff like that. And then 2 months before the video game's release, keep in mind, this is 2020. So that game literally came out during 2020. Gee, as if, like, I don't know how they got away with that, considering the subject and what happened in 2020. Sure. It's insane how they did that. But the 2 months prior to it, everyone got the leaks of Joel's death scene. They were like, oh crap, we just saw Ellie witness Joel getting murdered. And a lot of people started speaking up, are like, dude, this is not, nobody wanted this. First off, you said that this is Joel and Ellie's adventure, and this is a 20-hour game. A 20-hour game. Now, if you ask the average gamer, they'll be like, that's average, like 10, 15, 20 hours. And so it's not short, but it's not like the longest game I've ever played. But trust me, talk to people who play Elder Scrolls or Baldur's Gate 3, they'll tell you they invested 300 hours. So again, 20 hours is child's play for the average gamer. And they said it's Joel and Ellie's adventure. Joel dies in the first hour of the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened with the show, right? Didn't he die in the first episode?
I don't know if it's the very first, but he dies very soon in season 2.
Exactly. And everyone since then has disliked Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog has lost its reputation as a company because they butchered Last of Us 2 so bad. And then the reason why I'm talking about the show now is when they were coming out with the show first, I'm like, oh great, what else are they going to do? They're going to continue how they messed up Last of Us 2. And then they casted Pedro Pascal. I hate Pedro Pascal. The only role I liked him in, literally the 2 roles I actually thought he was good in, it's ironic, he dies in both of them. In Game of Thrones, he plays a character I was like, okay, he's cool, he dies.
I remember that.
And then Equalizer 2, he was the villain of Equalizer 2.
Yes.
And I was like, this is a good villain, this is a good role, and he fucking dies, you know? And so I already didn't like that. Then I saw who they casted as Abby, and I'm like, not Abby, Ellie. Actually, all things considered, I think the best casting they did was probably Pedro Pascal as Joel. I heard from people who played the game and watched a little bit of the show or watched the entire show, they say that Pedro did do a good job.
He was the best part of the acting.
He was definitely like the best. Like, I'll give him credit where credit is due. You know, casting him as that role was okay. You know, I don't like him, so anything that he's not in, you know, I'm cool with. Or if you don't cast him in something, I'm definitely not going to lose sleep over. And then the woman who they casted as Abby in season 2, I'll give them credit for that. But the problem is, I don't know how she looks in the TV show. But if you can do a Google search. I'm surprised I didn't freaking pull this up as a frame of reference. She looks like She-Hulk in the second game. She is like a masculine, tall female who has muscles and no tits. And it's just like, I don't know how they do in the show, but they made her like just an traditional, like anti-traditional, masculine, anti-attract, like very unattractive feature woman. She is just not.
You're talking about Ellie, correct?
No, I'm talking about Abby. I'm talking about Abby. She literally looked like She-Hulk. And then I was like, no. And so then when the reception came out, like, oh, Last of Us season was good and all that stuff. And then when season 2 came out, like, oh no, Joel died. I'm like, I saw this coming from a mile away. You played the games, you would have known that he's going to die very much in the beginning of the show.
Right.
So I'm just like, the way they've gone with The Last of Us is they have tarnished the reputation of what made Last of Us so great. What made Last of Us so great, they completely tarnished in the second game and then in the TV show. Most people don't like Pedro Pascal. People say he's like the new mainstream Brad Pitt or something like that. Nobody likes that dude. He's such a formulaic actor. I don't hear anyone talking about Fantastic Four.
What made the actual video game for its time? Because you said it came out in what?
2013.
2013.
It came out in 2013.
So what made that at that time such a transcendent game? Because you said everybody loved that game.
There was
game of the year.
There was never a survival horror game that combined the elements of stealth and survival horror. So like limited resources. And all, like, so limited resources and you can stealth, so you can like sneak up on the clickers and kill them or suffocate the people that are not clickers but they're still infected and whatever. And it also had a wonderful narrative of, you see Joel, who tragically, and I think this might have happened, I think this, tell me this happened in season 1 or not, but I mean Joel lost his daughter.
Yes.
And
that's in season 1.
Yeah, he was a man who hated the world, who did not trust anyone. He
Correct.
could not trust anybody because he lost his daughter to soldiers that claimed they were trying to do the right thing, but they shot them in the process. And then seeing him and Ellie's relationship grow was groundbreaking. Most games did not do that type of story element. It did something different for the video game. Again, it pushed the limitations on the console that came out. Like, the graphics looked amazing, the gameplay was solid, the voice acting was solid. Like, a lot of things were great about it, and there was nothing stupid about it. It did its thing. It won awards, it won Game of the Year, and that was it. It ain't broke, don't fix it. But then Neil Druckmann decided, we're going to wokenize this type of thing.
They really destroyed.
And by the way, in terms of the source material, we criticize something that's not like the game. They completely changed what Billy's character was. He was a one and done character. He was the guy that Joel asked for a favor, and the reason before that he correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if this happened in the show. Didn't Joel get snatched up by one of his traps? Wasn't he hanging upside down at some point from Billy's traps?
Not in the show.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
There's like an entire scene where you're literally shooting clickers upside down. You are upside down.
Well, they made Billy's character homosexual, and that's what happened.
That doesn't happen in the game.
But, I mean, in the show, that's what I'm saying. In the show, he captures what turns out to be his lover and the love of his life.
God.
Who's a dude. I forget the guy's name in the show. That's also an interesting character. Whoever played that character, the actor, was fantastic. And Offerman, I gotta say, I mean, you believe they're a gay couple.
I had to give Nick Offerman credit. I may not agree with his politics. I may not.
I was blown away at the performance, even though it catches you off guard, and they kind of do a 2-show focus on that relationship between Billy and his lover. I don't know if the name is Richard, or I can't remember what the name of the guy he captures in his trap. It's not Joel. That's how he meets his gay lover.
So Joel doesn't ever come up to Billy and say, "Hey, I need a favor. I need a car," or something like that.
Later in the movie, but he doesn't come about meeting Billy by getting captured in one of Billy's traps, if that's what you're asking. No.
Oh my God, they completely changed the entire thing. They completely changed the story.
Yeah, Billy leaves Joel his pickup truck, and that's the pickup truck they drive.
Does Ellie ever interact with Billy and they have their conflictions? Because they argue a lot in that game whenever they interacted. Like, she completely roasted and
Ellie and Billy?
Yes.
No. Ellie comes with Joel and
my God.
They find Billy dead. No, they never.
So Joel and Billy don't meet?
No, Ellie and Billy never interact.
Oh my God. They introduced a gay element and they leave out something that showed off what Ellie's character was more, like her more rebellious side. Oh my, that is
it's a bizarre. Yeah,
this sounds horrible.
Well,
we talked about half of this already. I didn't know that. I didn't know about this part.
Well, all of this is coming out live on air, ladies and gentlemen. Now he's even more fired up about.
And that's where I go. That's it.
We're done. All right. That's a classic. No, but I mean, overall, I did enjoy season 1. I thought it was pretty cool because of the concept. What you allude to, what made the game so transcendent and so unique. It made the series was kind of cool because it's based on the fact that this fungi, it's a plant that's infecting everybody with its spores, and it's a mushroom. So it's like, to me, that was fascinating. It's a different take on stuff. Like, I mean, other things, it's like, oh, you just have a zombie that goes around biting people. Well, yeah, that's the case here, but it's like, what's the root cause? The root cause is a mushroom that's infecting everybody. So it was kind of interesting. But, I mean, anything else you want to detail on that? Or you want to start like another episode in a few seconds and we'll go in a different direction?
There's nothing more to say about that. It just sounds like they went in a terrible direction with the show. And I refuse to support it because I don't like Pedro Pascal. I don't like Naughty Dog anymore. I don't like The Last of Us anymore. By the way,
I do recommend watching the show because it's almost like, I don't know if you've witnessed this or you've experienced this with watching movies, TV shows, whatever it may be, even video games. But sometimes if you enjoy like what is going on at the beginning and then it gets so bad, it's like when you were watching a car accident, you're like, you want to look away, but at the same time, you want to see them collide. The season 2 was so bad. And I'm on an airplane, I'm in a captive environment, I have no choice. I can't just leave. I can't parachute out of the plane into the Pacific Ocean and just say, hey, I don't want to watch this anymore. So I watched the entire season 2. It's bad. But you are compelled to watch it and be reminded of like how pretty good, not excellent, but pretty good season 1 was. So yeah, I do still recommend to anybody to go see the series. Now you got a little background information in terms of the video game that the series was based on. I don't know where they're going with season 3. I have no idea. All I know is that Abby is going to be the main character because it looks like, they don't actually detail it, but it looks like Joel's already gone, obviously.
Yep.
And it looks like Abby catches Ellie and kills her at the last episode of season 2.
Wait, she actually kills her?
It looks that way. They don't actually show it. All they show is Abby catching
Ellie.
Well,
guess what? Spoiler
and you
alert.
hear a gunshot and it goes blank and you just see the credits. So you don't actually see Ellie.
Well,
dying.
guess what? If you've played 2, you would realize that Ellie walks away and doesn't even fucking kill Abby.
Wow. See? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
And that is what ruined Last of Us 2 for me. It was you had this revenge plot, and then you have your back and forth. Oh, I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna let you live, and then I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. And then nothing happens. Ugh.
Well, all I can say is this. Oh my god. Dude, it's so obvious on camera. This is crazy in here. I can't feel my big toe. So
alright, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
I'm gonna have to go get some socks and some shoes. Wearing sandals at below 0 temperature.
Alright guys, we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one. Be back in 2 and 2.